want to say that Michaels are the smartest guys in the world, but we do pretty well. So 90% of people who listen to ESPN are men. Almost 70% of the people who follow and engage with me are women. I've been married for 43 years. Mike's sitting here with two women who are dynamite rock stars. All righty, Mike, let's talk about you being there with the ladies. What is it about them that you rock with them the same way that I'm hearing everybody says, boy, Mike King, you were always with a bunch of women.
Hey, ain't it a great thing? It's a rare thing. I brag about it too. Hey, hats off. Because I think 92% of my network is women now. And I honestly just think that we're attracting men. So we joke about it a little bit, and it does, the numbers are what they are. But I think it's more of a heart attitude than a gender issue. But I think it was easier for me because, let's face it, it's 2023. We should have a lot more equality and opportunities, but we don't. And in some regards, in my opinion, it's still 1823 kind of stuff. So I think that just it was easy for me to relate. I grew up with women my whole life. I didn't have a guy friend until I was 12, right? Everything in my house, including my dogs and daughters and women. So it's just kind of natural. But I think it's just the openness where it's about the mission to me, man. It's about the results. It's about life-changing. It's honesty. And I think it's just, a lot of folks who are coming out of transition or divorce and things like that. It's just, it's kind of a PB&J situation, right? Where we kind of get into a stereotype of things. And it was just an easy way for me to be there. I was like, hey, I understand, what you're going through. I don't judge people. And I think it was just easy. They related to me. And then here's the fun part. I started getting guys like that, like military and, fighters and who are also very vulnerable, nice, no machismo, none of that He-Man stuff going on there. And I think that's really what happened. I said, that's why we're getting more men in our crew, because we're just a nice people. We don't care about all that. But yeah, it is fun because if I ever get an ego and my head gets big, Mike, you know how many women are going to be texting me, knock it off. Like, I can't make a mistake. I don't worry about me making mistakes. I got all these ladies who they'll tell me when I'm making a mistake. You know what I mean, don't you?
I get carried. My wife is like, all right, don't get carried away, Mr. Little Radio Man. Don't bring it in here. Because it can sort of feel pretty good. All right, ladies, let's talk about women in the social media aspect, what it's like. Raquel, you had already talked about Latinas in business. Let's talk about something, right? I guess for how it is for you ladies, and some words of wisdom for that person who's sitting out there right now thinking, I don't know if there's a place for me.
Well, for me, more than anything, my experience being here is if I don't put myself out there, then who gonna know? Ain't nobody gonna know. So I had the courage to, and like I said, I'm gonna take you to church when I say those things, because I'm from the age, so I will break it down to people like that, in the sense of, if you don't put out there, if you don't put yourself out there to actually tell people in the world what your gift and talents are, then nobody's gonna find out. Nobody's gonna want to do business with you. Nobody's gonna want to see, okay, what is she doing that is different? So do not be afraid to be bold. Do not be afraid to dare to be different. Dare to be different. And I know it sounds very cliche, but at the end of the day, in its essence, it's the purity of that defines us, the authenticity, right? So if I tell people, yes, find what you love, find your passion, what speaks to your heart at the end of the day, what feeds your soul. That is why I left the corporate world, because it was not feeding my soul at the end of the night. And I told myself, I need to do something different. I have a desire. I have two little girls, two beautiful little girls who are looking at my every move. I have every desire to leave a legacy for them, to let them know, yes, as Latinas, we have a voice and we will continue having a voice. And as leaders, if you're a leader in your community, but you just feel like you're not seen, make sure you start putting yourself out there. If you don't know how to, well, you have a panel here of individuals who will help you get to that point. But in social media, I believe one of the main things that we're doing, and I include Sia in this, is we're developing unconventional ways to put women out there and redefining the definition of what a businesswoman is, because business comes in so many different industries and realms and shows up in different creativity ways, or in creative ways. So yes, redefine it, put yourself out there and be visible.
Hey, see a person is somewhere right now they have an idea. They don't know how to make the dream come true. Walk a person down the road of how they need to make it happen.
Well, number one of all things in life, and it's not just social media, it's just life, is you really got to know who you are, right? You've got to find your center and figure out, why are you doing anything? Find your why. And I know it sounds cliched, but ask yourself, why do I want to do this? Why am I doing X activity? Why am I doing social media? Why am I on LinkedIn? Why am I not losing weight? Whatever it might be. And when you answer it, keep asking yourself why. And I usually tell my clients, and it sounds silly, I get it, you guys roll with me, but every time you answer that question, keep saying why like a 5-year-old, right? Like incessantly asking why. But eventually you're going to get to the core root of things. And I usually tell people, if you start crying or you get in your feels in some capacity, that's when you know you found your why. Why is not, oh, I want to be, if I'm starting a podcast, I get 1 million listeners. That's not a why. That's a what? That's a KPI. That's a destiny, right? Your why is, I'm in bed. I don't feel good. I'm going to roll my you-know-what up and out, and I'm going to record, or I'm going to reach out and find people to get on my show, or etc. So number one, know who you are before you do anything in life. And then after that, take small baby steps. Maybe you just like hit like on people's comments and do what I affectionately call, stalk, enjoy the platform for what it is and learn from other people. Enjoy that you're learning personalities of other people where you're not even obligated to reciprocate or respond back at that moment. Baby steps. Maybe occasionally, ha and laugh by literally saying, ha, I am laughing. And then before you know it, you start to get more comfortable in your comments to people. And then before you know it, you're having a full-blown conversation, and those people start noticing who you are. And that's how relationships begin.